Now that you have some understanding of blood cells, this lecture series will give you an overview of bone marrow. Bone marrow is located in the medullary cavities of long bones and between the trabeculae or spicules of cancellous or spongy bone. Red bone marrow is active blood cell forming tissue, whereas yellow marrow is mostly adipose tissue or fat tissue. Bone marrow has a number of functions. It produces all the blood cells and then releases those blood cells into the blood once they are in a mature functional form. Blood sinusoids or blood capillaries in the bone marrow are also very important. You can see one here, full of orange-pink stained red blood cells and some white blood cells recognizable by their dark stained nuclei. I'm only going to briefly mention the blood sinusoids again at the end of this lecture series, but I just want to stress that they do form a very important barrier so that external factors in the general circulation containing normal blood cells do not interfere with the process of hematopoiesis occurring in the marrow tissue. Hematopoiesis includes the formation of red blood cells, white blood cells, and also thrombocytes or platelets. It's very important to know that all the blood cells that circulate in the blood have a very limited lifespan. Red blood cells only have a lifespan of 120 days, neutrophils even less. So it's important that we have a tissue that continually renews all these blood cells by hematopoiesis, and that is the bone marrow. At the end of this lecture series, you should be able to recall the general origin and differentiation stages of blood cells and identify the following stages in the formation of erythrocytes. Those stages are listed below. Be able to identify the following stages in the formation of neutrophils, and those stages too are listed below. Then be able to recognize a megakaryocyte and understand how a platelet forms. And finally, appreciate the difference in observing bone marrow cells in a smear compared to observing these cells in a histological section.